You see that truck there, the pickup truck? It looks like some sort of utility vehicle squeezing in and out of vehicles, and he is being chased by city police officers. And at this point, he's on the south side of town, perhaps being reached out as well by constables or deputies. But he has been on the run now for approximately, what are we looking at here, Keith, about 15 minutes or so? I think that's about it. So there he goes, city south side. He was on 288 earlier. Whoa, there he goes. He looked like he was going to exit, then squeezing in and out of another vehicle, and now back on, I believe it's still 288. Is that correct?
You are correct.
288 southbound. You can see the vehicle, the police officer behind him there with the lights flashing. Not sure why he is on the run. What was that, Keith? Okay, Andy Bass is in Sky Eye. I didn't realize that. Okay, Andy, my apologies. Now, you've been following this guy, but no idea as to why he's on the run. Is that right?
Absolutely. Yeah, we have no idea why he is running. We picked him up on 288, just a little bit south of the belt right now. So this is where we picked him up. He tried to exit off of 518, tried to exit off at a couple of different roadways, but he has not been able to exit. He keeps getting on the main lanes. He's down an exit ramp now, trying to maybe avoid some officers, thinking that he's going to exit and then jerk back over to the left and get back on the main lanes. We're doing about $120 right now and having a hard time keeping up with this guy, so he's excessively speeding.
Yeah, so if you're having a tough time keeping up with him, then he's going pretty fast, and that's not exactly a pickup truck. That looks like more like a utility flatbed or something.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a pickup truck front end, utility flatbed back end. Could have been modified as well for maybe a work truck or something along those lines of art. Not too sure. But yeah, we do not know why he's running, why he's evading the police as of right now. But he's definitely 288 southbound still right now, excessively speeding. Like I said, Sky Eye's doing about $120, and we're having a hard time keeping up with him.
Oh, wow. So Sky Eye, did you listen to that, folks? He's Sky Eye doing about 120, and they're having a tough time keeping up with this guy. That's a big truck. That's a heavy truck. And as you can see there, looks like a pickup truck, at least from the front end, but it's been modified a bit, and flatbed on the end. And if that is 288 south, then eventually he's going to be, you know, wow, when you squeeze by those shoulders like that, and man, that's frightening. He's had some close calls, hasn't he, Andy?
Yeah, a couple of close calls, a couple of with him up. He's stopping right now. Hold on, Artie. He's going across the median right now, and it looks like he's exiting off to maybe Highway 6, maybe a little bit further south than Highway 6, just to give you a better location of where we are. Now he's on the feeder road southbound side. You just saw him cross the grassy median there, and now he's taking a nice right little turn on this roadway. I'm just going to pull back the camera just a little bit, just in case if he tries to cut across other roadways. And there he goes. Now he's on a dirt road.
Okay, yeah, this is getting dangerous. When you're on dirt roads and back roads, you know, you get into areas where people drive a lot slower. This might be frightening here. Now he's back on asphalt, it looks like. They've been chasing this guy for some time, and he is moving down that road.
Absolutely. I don't think he's doing like we were doing 110 earlier. I don't think he's going that fast anymore. But yeah, I mean, he's got one of two ways to turn. This road dead ends, according to the pilot, who can see it up ahead of me. I'm not going to leave the camera. But yeah, he's got one of two turns, either left or right, coming up at this dead end. So it was the wrong choice on roads.
Let's see what happens here. And of course, police officers always mapping this out when they're involved in these chases. They know exactly where they're going to be going, left or right, and they try and have, well, looks like he's going to go off-roading. Here we go. This is going to get interesting. Yeah, he's on.
Yeah, it's a dead end though, Art. He's
all the way south now in Brazoria County, off-roading, but he certainly has the vehicle to do it. But let's see how far officers are able to chase him here. You know, we see this all the time. These guys trying to get away, but this guy, you know, I think he's like, what am I going to do now?
Yeah, right. The bulldozer guy at the bottom of the screen is probably wondering why this guy is driving in the middle of a flatland. He's now in a construction zone right now.
Yeah, this is an area that you get fill dirt out of this place, and he's in construction zone here. This is Brazoria County now. That's how far we are south. He went on 288, then he got on Highway 6, and let's see where he takes officers now. He's going to be, you know, if he gets into a low-lying area, because this area has had quite a bit of rain, he's going to get stuck in some water, and perhaps that's what he's trying to do is just get. You can see that it's kind of muddy there.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And I'm just going to pull back the camera just to give you a better glimpse if there's absolutely nothing around us. Just saw the Fox HPD unit fly right underneath me, so they're joining the chase as well. He's trying to get back to this little dirt road at the top of your screen, and he's probably looks like he's going to head northbound along that little dirt road, and that's exactly what he's going to do. So we're going to go on with this a little bit northbound along this.
Yeah, he's well, he's trying to do everything he can now to get away from officers. From driving down the back roads and through fields and pastures and scaring the cows and you know, everything else. But there he goes in his big truck, flatbed there, the front end. I mean, it looks modified, and he's determined, that's for sure. You know that police have been, you know, that they map out these county roads and they check all ends, and so they're trying to figure out where he's going to go, and no doubt trying to figure that. But you can see the line there of the scrape. You see the wheel that the line it's making right there because of the rim hitting the asphalt. And he is not stopping, man. He's just well on his way. But he's not able to drive as fast, and certainly he's not going to have the control that one would have with 4 good tires.
Absolutely, and especially on dirt roads, you know, in this rural area that we're in right now. As I'm, you know, going to pull back the camera just to see where he's going.
Look at the marks he's making all over the. Looks like he may stop and make a run for it. Let's see. Who knows? Maybe he's. He has the window down, I believe, now.
Yeah, definitely has the window down now. Let's see if I can just squeeze in there and get a shot of him.
Okay, he's turning your way. Better view here. A little profile. Yeah, he's wearing a plaid shirt, window down, taking a look outside, trying to figure out where to go. Oh, what a piece of work this guy is. He's certainly, yeah, leading police on this wild chase here, man. We've been, you can tell he's riding on his rim there. He's kicking up all sorts of dust and asphalt there from that wheel. He's lost his tire on the right-hand side, came awfully close to that vehicle as he squeezed
real
by
close
that
to that
area.
UPS truck yeah, he came real close to that UPS truck, and he's coming up to another dead end, so he's either going to have to go left or right here at this end of this street. I'm just trying to get on this side to see if I can see the rim or see if there's a double rim. Yeah, he's definitely on the rim back there. As we can tell, you can tell there's no tire left on that one, and it looks just to be like a single vehicle. Now he was braking, so he's got more traffic ahead of him, so he's locking that wheel up every time. Right,
yeah, when he brakes, you can see the asphalt and the dust kick up. There, you see that thing stop. You see the wheel. He's just riding on that rim there. All right, well, now we're back to, I'm not clear where we are here. We've sort of zigzagged so many times. He's still clearly way south, and he was on Highway 6 after driving down 288 south for some time. But then when you start driving through fields and pastures and construction zones, you know, we sort of get lost at the direction here.
Go left. Sorry about that. We have an airport that we're real next to, and the pilot was talking to the airport just to tell him that there's 3 helicopters in the area right now. He is back on, we believe, Alameda. He's believe on Alameda, going back towards eastbound. Can't be Alameda if he's eastbound. So I'm not.
Yeah, he's almost headed back to where it began, because it began over there in Alameda, but still in Brazoria County, we understand. Not stopping. You still have, that's, I believe, the same, I'm not sure if they've, because that's a black DPS unit. That's an SUV chasing him. Is that a deputy then, and not a police officer, not a Houston PD?
No, that should be HPD are chasing him. I believe he was the very first one on chase scene with us when
we're told, Andy. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so we are back on Alameda, northbound on Alameda. Southbound, I'm sorry, southbound, heading away. So we're southbound back on Alameda, just about where the chase, where it first began. So he's like doing a complete circle right now. But yeah, that's an HPD officer behind him. Okay. Is what I can tell you. So he was the one that initially joined the chase, Art, and he's the one that's been with him ever since.
Yeah, he was the one who was able to, follow him all the way through those fields. He's going to go off-road again? I thought for a moment he might go off-road again.
He's looking to do something.
He would certainly have a tougher time if he went off-road without the wheel, with only 3 wheels or 3 tires. Still has 4 wheels, but one of those is a rim without the tire on it. That SUV just, you know, the protocol is to simply follow, and eventually, if they get into a dangerous situation where they feel like he really is endangering the lives of others, they're going to attempt the maneuver where you put your vehicle up to the back end of that and sort of spin it out of control. But he's just driving erratically. Look, vehicles on the other side, on the opposing side, Andy, they're just pulling over immediately.
Well, yeah, you see someone coming at you barreling down in that giant vehicle,
Man.
You're going to pull over. There's a lot of northbound traffic on 521 Alameda Road. He's headed towards Angleton right now. It's wide open. Pilot keeps telling me there's basically nothing in front of him to deter him from keeping going southbound on Alameda Road.
Okay,
But you
still
can see
on
him
5.
swerving. He does not have control.
Yeah,
He has
doesn't.
no control over that vehicle.
Still on 521, approaching Duluth and Manville, I understand. And yeah, with a back end like that, as heavy as that is, and him riding on that rim, only 3 tires, then he's no doubt having a tough time controlling that thing. At this point, he's got to be thinking, all right, you know what, I don't know that this getaway is going to work. Because clearly at this point, when you have 3 choppers up above, and you have a dozen units behind you, I mean, what's going through his mind to think that he's going to get away? I mean, he's not.
Yeah, it's the $24,000 question. What's he thinking that he is going to try to get away? But there he is. Oh, he's got a shotgun out.
Whoa.
He's got a shotgun out right now.
That was a shotgun. That looked
Yes,
like
it
a
was.
shotgun. Yeah, you're right, Andy. I mean, what's he trying to do? Drive and
Okay,
shoot
he's
at the
going.
same time?
Now he's going left on this. Yeah, he just went right into a dead end. He's gonna come over. I'm just gonna pull back the camera just a little bit. He's gonna go underneath us. It's gonna spin just a little bit, just to give you guys an FYI. But he's
Okay.
now on this dirt road heading westbound. All right, and I'm gonna just try to keep him in the screen. All right, and there he is. HPD officer obviously is pulled back just a little bit when noticing that shotgun came out of the driver's window.
Yeah, that was an alarming sight. I mean, clearly he was having, and it didn't appear as though, at least from your tight shots earlier, that there was anyone else in the vehicle, right? Only the driver.
There.
But we can't confirm that, but it doesn't appear that there was anyone else in the vehicle. So here's the guy still on the run on this dirt road, which, Andy, you're saying it's dead end. Well, there it is. Yeah, you can see the dead end
There it is. Yeah, it is. It's a dead end.
All right,
So
well,
this
let's
guy
see what he
definitely
does
chose
here.
the wrong. And there's a car.
All right.
Yeah, there's a car exiting out of that gate that probably
see.
sees this guy
what
barreling
he's
down
gonna
him and
do.
doesn't know what to do. He's going to crash through this gate. There he goes. Now he's
There he goes.
Now he's into this little barn field. And there's a road out the back. This guy must know something. Like he's been here before, because.
You think so? I don't know, man.
How do you know that there's a road back here? You know, unless he just saw it and that was a split decision to get to it. But now he's on this dirt road, still heading, I believe, westbound along this dirt road.
Okay.
But a HPD helicopter still overseen. I haven't seen the units behind him. I'm pulling back the camera to see if I think they stopped.
Yeah, where are the
They're
units?
coming.
I see no one there.
Yeah, I don't want to get too far away from the vehicle, but the pilot does see him, or the pilot does see the chase vehicle still behind
Okay.
him. I'm just going to keep with him.
Yeah, because I think the units may have backed off when they saw the shotgun. So, what looked like a rifle anyway, it appeared as though it was a rifle. Or
Over the Brazos River on this road, so he's going to have to make
Okay.
a decision here pretty quick.
Yeah, and if he makes a run for it on foot, I mean, they have the helicopter up above. You just saw him run over a cattle guard there, so this is a pasture out here where there are going to be cows, and that's about the only thing here. And the only good news to report out of this at this point, Andy, is that he's not in a residential area. Having a crazed man like this, at least on the run, showing what appears to be a shotgun, driving this fast and so erratically through the area, at least he's in an area where he can't do harm to others.
That is the only good news. If you think back of the chase that we had last week, you know, how it ended, you know, basically
Right.
another driver just coming at the intersection. And thank God, you know, it does not appear that that's going to happen here because he's in such a rural area. Not a lot of traffic is going to impede, and this dirt road basically ends at the Brazos River, according to the pilot who's looking above us right now. He's like, there's no bridge there, so it's either wooded area, turn around, try to come back on the same dirt road. He's basically limited on options.
Well, we'll see what he does when his options run out here. As so far, he's been pretty creative, at least in his driving skills, and bouncing around different areas. There's another small dirt road there that he passed, but that likely is a dead end. I mean, these dirt roads don't last forever. Again, this is Brazoria County. It started about 30 minutes ago. We don't know why this guy is on the run. We do know that at least what appeared to be a shotgun that he waved out the window. So that's the frightening part. He's been on this dirt road now, and officers backed off after they saw what appeared to be that shotgun. He is riding on 3 wheels. Now he's come to, well, this may be the dead end that you were speaking of, Andy.
Yep. There's the fence.
Right here.
He's going to break
he goes,
through the fence.
Through the fence, and he's going to go off-roading once again. Let's see where the... I don't understand the mind of this guy. But, you know,
There's the river.
Okay, well, what's he going to do?
He's at the
Put himself
Brazos
in the river? Is he going to? Does he even notice the river's there? There he goes. Now he's stopped. He crashed into some trees. There he is out. Let's see if he has anything.
And he's out and he's running.
Okay. There he goes. Now he's through the window. In the river. You can see him with his shotgun on him. Do you see him carrying his gun?
I don't see him carrying the gun. No, I don't see him.
I thought I saw it earlier.
But I do see him at the Brazos River.
No, okay, he doesn't have anything. Let's hope this guy can swim. All right, look at this guy. Now he's thinking, like, what am I doing jumping in this river? Okay, come on.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's an Olympic swimmer, but definitely he's got some swimming skills.
He looks like a pretty big guy, too, so let's see what he does.
And it looks like he does.
Quite sure. This is the most interesting chase I think we've had in a long time.
Yeah, we've covered some doozies, Art, no question about it. This is the first time I've ever seen anyone jump in the river. It looks like he's got something in his hand, too, so I'm going to back off just a little bit. He might have something in his hand that I don't want to know because he's...
I don't know. I don't see anything there, Andy. I thought I saw something earlier.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what... Huh. Yeah. Because you don't see any officers at this point chasing him, at least jumping in the water.
No, they were far back.
Somewhere. We haven't been able to see that person in the last couple of minutes, but Lauren, this started as a very high-speed chase in a truck.
Yeah, it looks like there is some movement that you can see there in the river as we kind of zoom in. You can see someone does appear to be in the river. Again, we understand this is the suspect they were chasing. We understand that Pearland police began chasing a possible home invasion suspect. This began as a chase in a car. They were on County Road 541 at one point south of Pearland. Ended up over westbound on Plantation off of County Road 145 in the Alvin area again, but then the suspect took off on foot, and officers gave chase at that point on foot as well.
Right, so now what you're seeing is this suspect swimming along the banks of the Brazos River. Pearland police are not
down the Brazos River, though. If you know much about the Brazos River, that is a very dangerous river to swim in, certainly not recommended. Officers, again, they're on the banks of the Brazos waiting for the suspect. We're just watching him at this point to see basically what he does next.
Right. We know we've gotten a lot of rain in the last couple of weeks, so we're not sure if that's going to affect the current, if the river is higher than it normally is, or if the currents are moving any faster. But as you mentioned, Lauren, definitely not a good place to be swimming, but you can see that this person is doing everything that he can to get away from police. Pearland police, as Sky 2 is flying over the scene, are not too far away from him. They are along the banks of the river. We saw at least 4 officers at one point with their guns drawn running after this man. So
probably 15 minutes or so before he jumped out of a vehicle and officers began chasing him on foot. Then he ended up in the Brazos River there.
He has something in his hand. It doesn't look like it might be a cell phone. that he's trying to throw up there on the banks. It looks like he's having some trouble. Maybe he's trying to get out of the water at this point, but now you have to imagine that we have a few different crime scenes. We have the initial crime scene, which is in Pearland, where this possible home invasion took place, potentially an armed home invasion, because we now have a second crime scene, which is where he threw a gun reportedly out of his vehicle during that high-speed chase, according to police. Police definitely going to be going back there to look for that weapon. And now here, where the chase has, at this point, come to a halt. I don't know if he's communicating with somebody, but it looks like he's trying to get out of the water.
Yeah, it appears as though maybe he is communicating with law enforcement. I think that cell phone would pretty much be obsolete since he's been in the water with it, but he appears to be trying to put that cell phone back up there and grasp onto something. We don't know if law enforcement is right there.
Yes, 10 minutes. 1 0 minutes, 10 minutes.
So he says, well, maybe I'll try another area or do a little backstroke here.
Yeah, he's going to try out for the 2020 Olympics.
All right, so let's see what this guy does.
I'm going to pull back just a little bit, see if the officers are going to try to make their way down the embankment. There, one is still at the top of there.
I only see one there, so yeah.
Possibly threw it out of the vehicle and is now swimming down the Brazos River. Law enforcement, Pearland police specifically, don't appear to be close by. They don't appear to be right where he is, but they're not too far away. They ran guns drawn to the edge of the river there. And Lauren, this guy is in a dangerous situation now.
Yeah, always dangerous to swim in the Brazos River. Certainly, we know that river has some rather strange and dangerous currents throughout it. And as you mentioned earlier, Sarah, we've had quite a bit of rainfall here in the last week or two, so possibly could make it even more dangerous. The suspect is in Brazoria County in the Brazos River there. He swam out towards the middle of the river and appears to be swimming back towards the banks. We don't know if law enforcement is right there talking to him, possibly trying to communicate, trying to get him to give up without incident at this point, but he doesn't seem to really know exactly what his next move is, because he swims out and then he swims back in.
Right. You have to imagine that law enforcement, certainly, but these are the three that have been able to at least walk down to where this guy is standing. It looks like he's, I don't know if he's taking his clothes off because he needs help getting out or what.
Yeah, I don't know exactly at this point, but he does appear that he's taking off his shirt and throwing that.
Yeah, so
doesn't appear to be making much of an effort, though, to get out.
stupid news stream.
Finally arrested. That happened actually shortly after 3:30 this afternoon. And what you'll see is this man covered and caked in mud from head to toe, no shirt and no shoes, just wearing shorts, being walked out by a number of police deputies and officers from the surrounding area. This all began as a chase shortly before 2 o'clock this afternoon in southeast Houston off Alameda and West Orem. That led officers on a winding chase that spanned 2 counties and more than an hour before he broke through the gates of a private ranch where we are, drove about 5.5 miles, and then ended up along the river. As you can imagine, it is a tough situation. In fact, the man who manages this ranch where we are at, he actually pulled his own car out to try to block this man from coming in.
So at that time, I jumped out of my office, ran downstairs, got in my truck, and blocked the front gates. He busted through the side of us, and we ended up here at the back of the berm, 5.2 miles from the front.
Can you tell me why you ran, sir? Well, that suspect right there would not talk to me. It will be interesting to see if he actually tells officers anything when they begin to interview him.